Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube page. My name's Jimmy Wanyang and today I'll be going through with you on Google Forms. So what are Google Forms? Google Form is a web-based app which is used to create forms, quizzes and surveys for data collection. It is part of the Google Workspace suite and seamlessly it integrates with Google Sheets, making it incredibly easy to gather, organize and analyze information. So basically that is a Google form. So remember I told you to access this you need to have accessed into your email. We went through that previously. And how does it happen? You come to your Google Apps, click on the Google Apps, it will bring this and then you look for Google Form, and here is our Google Form. Let it load and we shall be able to see an interface after loading. Okay, and there it is. So there it is. So it will give us a number of pages that we shall choose from. So here let's choose the blank form depending on what you wanted to use the page for. So this is what it has given me. Now I want to take an example and we learn from probably a small survey. So here we see description and we see untitled form. So where there is untitled form, that will be our heading. So for example, let us say this is a Lepton. Let's say this is a Lepton clinical officers, okay, database. Let's say this is a Lepton clinical officers database. Okay, and what is the description? The description here, I want to say survey on registration status. Survey on registration status. Okay, yeah, this will be, so I decide to bold this. I also decide to bold this. I want it to look nice. So the title is a Lepton Clinic Officers Database and the description is survey on registration status. We could have examples on questions. For example, what's your name? What's your name? Okay. Now, there are some people that would love to be guided. So when you just write like this, they may be confused. So for example, I can say, e.g., if your name is Jimmy Wanyang, you put it as Jimmy Wanyang. So there is a provision for answer type. So should it be short answer? Should it be a paragraph? Should it be multiple choice? I think what is your name just requires a short answer. Now there are what we call fields that are required. There are must fields and then there are optional fields. So here I click on that so that this is a must field. You should be in position to enter your name. So what happens? I want to add in another field for more questions. Okay, now I can say sex. Okay, sex of the clinician, and then I want, of course, sex is either male or female, so I would want to go for an answer which is multiple choice, and then I would want to say this is male. Okay, I would say this is male, and then another option here would be what? Would be female. Okay, and then this is a female. Okay, yeah, then I make sure that the field here is a must. It is required. The person will either choose a male or will choose a female. Let's take another one. So we add another question area, and then I said let me say registration body, let me say registration council. Okay, then the type, and then for example I say e.g., and then I say the allied health, and I say the allied health, I say allied health cancer. As an example, do I need short answer? Do I need multiple choice? So if the survey was for health workers, where there are nurses, there are clinic officers, there are doctors. I would have gone for multiple choice, and then I list the different bodies. Now I want to limit myself to short answer, and particularly allied health. So this field is also required. Now let's take one last practical addition. We talked about registration body. Let's take one last practical, and then we shall say date of last, date of last, date of last. Okay, let's say date of registration, date of registration. Okay, now we have options of the date, month, year, and that. We make this field also be a must requirement that someone has to fill. Okay, so basically, depending on how many question areas you want, you can always keep adding them, keep adding them, keep adding them. So now here you can come to settings. When you come to settings, do you want to make this a quiz? You can choose accordingly. And then these are responses. Do you want to share responses of the clinical officers to persons, to more than one or two persons with a certain email address? Let's say DHO, let's say District Biostat. The choice is there. Do you want the responses to also go to other viewers that you'll feed in their email? That choice is also there. Do you want to limit views of responses to only you? The choice is also yours. So when you come to responses here, you now want to see if you shared this information with 10 people, how many people have responded? Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 1. So basically that. So now when you are done with this, you'll now come and publish. When you say publish, you copy the link. When you copy the link, then you share the link. Could be you have emails of the 10 clinical officers, you share the link to their emails, or you share the link to their WhatsApp, and you put a comment that please open the link above, feed in the necessary information, and submit. So they will then give you responses as required. So basically, this is how we go through this, and then their responses definitely will come to me, and then I will be in position to generate the data that has been forwarded to me. So this is basically how Google Forms work. This is how Google Form makes a collection of data, makes a survey activities, and then responses simplified. I hope this interested you. Please, if it did, subscribe and like my page, and see you over in the next video. Thank you, my viewers.